Hi everybody. Today we were talking about listening, uh, English listening skills. As you know, this kind of skill to develop in your school, in your classroom, it's very complicated because you have sometimes students who don't understand many words in English. For that reason, you have to improve. You have to looking for many strategies which help in your English class. In this case, your English listening skill. In my personal experience, I would like to say that it's important to develop this English skill because uh, your students feel confident in order to get many information by many for technology nowadays. It is to say they want to understand or they need to understand many words or reports, lectures, whatever. They surf on the net and they found many words in English they don't understand. They listen to many songs in English. There are many uh, situations or events that students need to understand, to know in English. For that situation, I would like to show what are the strategies or activities or points to consider that in my English model that they need as students and they to teach them and I need to teach them in order to gain to catch their attention. For example, we have points to consider. First point, I think it's a listening skills. It's a catching students' attention. What's the point? Sometimes we have had many students who don't get interested in repeating words, in listening, in understand. We have to catch attention. What is the point? What is the first situation who the students who get involved in this English skill? First of all, uh, catching a student's attention is the first point because they have to looking for the learning meaning in English. If they try to use many words, to understand words, to try to communicate because they listening skills is very well for them. They are looking for the meaning. They are going to use them or their own skills, English skills, in their own context. For that reason, I think that catching the students' attention is the first point. Well, this is my personal opinion. This is my experience in this situation. Another is repeating words and phrases. It's very important to give them the tools, the strategies, the mm, exercise, worksheets, all equipment which can help them to develop this skill. For that reason, repeating words and phrases is very good. In my English class, for example, when we start the class, we say, what is today, buddy? Our teacher, today is um Monday, May 16, 2012, whatever. Teacher, what does it mean this? In my case, I would like to say some phrases. For example, it depends on working for this. It's up to you. It's a kind of phrases where as a teacher, as people who talk English in the common life, uh, they used to talk with some contractions. It's not the formal English. That is an important point because the students need to know another kind of accents. You know, it's important. The next is identify sounds words. It's good that they identify teacher that word. It means blah blah blah. But teacher that phrase it means that they try to catch all information in their own brains in order mm, to give us some answer, you know, because they students they sometimes don't feel confident, you know, because it's complicated. This kind of skill is it's try to develop, try to catch attention, try to help them to give some kind of tiny advice, you know. Another one is trying to identify some different English accent. In this part, excuse me, it's important they know that there are some kind of different English accents. For example, if they try to talk with English or British people, for example, in American words, is teacher is waiter, is waiter is in American. What is the difference in British? Is waiter. The English accent is different. The way that the people, British people, speak their own English, it's a very formal, it's a thick accent. It's different than Australian people who likes to talk as no more formal. It's very kindly. There, it's a good English, relaxing. There is no problem. It's important because they can identify many words. But the point is, teacher, is the same word that the American people say from British people say the same word. Yes, it's the same. It depends the accent. It depends the place. Because if you get there, you can identify many kinds of different accents. The point is the listening skill must be developed. Okay, this is good. Another one is as a teacher, you must motivate to your students to understand, to listen, and so on. What is the meaning? What is the point in these points to consider as a teacher? You have to motivate your students all the time when you get the class, when you go get off the class, to insist the students, you have to understand, you have to listen many accents. You like to movies? Yes, I like to movies, teacher. Okay, it's a good point because they uh, are developing their English skill, their English listening skill. It's very important to take into account this special point. You know, well, this is my points to consider as my experiences English teacher. What can I say? But I would like to try to explain, to give some activities according to the videos that showed in the platform in this activity. I saw them. I like it. I disagree with some kind of positions teacher because it's different. It's different. They're a native speaker English and in this case a Latin Mexican English teacher because the accent is different. Maybe the strategies, whatever. The point is try to copycat. You understand? Copycat the pronunciation, the vowels, good consonants, in order to get a better understanding with your students. Is a good point. And in my activities as an English teacher, I have some. Well, in this case, I have listening to the radio. I think this kind of strategy, it's or activity, it's very good because they try to understand uh, English fluency is to say, or in other words, is the way that the people speak English in the quotidian, the common day, the routine day, it's good. Well, there is not only listening to the radio. They listen to the radio. We work with the worksheet with some kind of questions about the listening to the radio about the topic. Maybe you can say, well, it's the fashion nowadays is iPads, technology, computers, gadgets, whatever. It can be a good point for this. Listening to radio is good for develop this skill. Another one is listening to lyrics. We're talking about the music. We can find to looking for the correct music because there are lots of music for the students. In my case, I love it, the 80s music. 80s music can be maybe the best choice for the students because there are many songs which has a specific meaning, like relaxing for them. It is good listening to lyrics because it's good for them. Another one, this kind of activity in my personal opinion, that trying to motivate my students to understand, to listening in another language. Obviously, it's in English. Trying to communicate with native English people. When I started this a long career as an English teacher, I used to bring or to invite people who come from to um, London, from Australia, from Canada, from Massachusetts, Boston, from Prague, Czechoslovak Republic, Czech Republic, people who speak English very well. And come on, I want to invite you to my school. I would like to introduce yourself, to try to invite my students to catch ideas, to understand your life in your own country. Please, you are going to help me. And in that kind of a situation, I always had a good answer with my students because they faced with other people who speak speak English very well. Uh, at the end of this, they feel comfortable that, oh, teacher, my your samples, your homeworks in English uh, have helped me in to understand, to try to study English, to develop my English abilities. Teacher, how do you say that word? Because I understand, but I don't feel confident to try to communicate with that person, this girl, this guy, whatever. But the point I think is it's very important to try to motivate it because you can be the best teacher, you can get the master's degree, but if you don't looking for a good strategies or trying to adapt in your own context, in English context, with your students in your classroom, in order to improve this English listening skill, you can be lost. This is my point of view. Teacher, thank you very much.